unspoken truth. Oh, it's deeper than you. The unspoken truth of my.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Where is my people at? Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome to a new episode of Unspoken Truth Podcast. Man, I've been promoting this episode for over a week. Colorism. I got my cousin in the building. Cuz, what it do? This is Jenella, everyone. Um, Actually, she picked the topic, but what's really crazy is I had already wrote it down saying that I wanted to talk about this because I feel like it's something that gets swept under the carpet. It get dismissed. People don't really acknowledge it's a thing. So let's get it on. Usually when I do topics like this, I like to get like a definition. So we got a base, something we could build off on throughout the conversation. So I took the liberty of, as usual, go look, Google, whatever. It's a lot of different sources, just to get the definition of colorism. So it says discrimination based on skin tone, also known as shadeism or pygmyocracy, is a form of prejudice and discrimination in which individuals of the same race receive or have disadvantages based on their skin tone. 20 grand, how are you? Reagan, hey, Nisi Pooh. Auntie Linda, how are you? Happy Friday, y'all. So, cuz, why was this so important? Like, you was like, okay, cuz, I see what you're doing. We got to talk about this.
Right. Well, it's important to me because I feel like it's not talked about enough in the community. Like it's like you said, it's swept up under the rug a lot, and a lot of people don't even know it exists. Like,
Uncle Douglas, hey, look at that.
yeah, a lot of people don't even know it exists. Like, I have people like, what is that? What's colorism? I'm like, and then when I tell them, like, it's basically your own people, it's taught though. It's not even their fault. It's taught like it's come all the way from slavery down to where we at now, and like it's so swept under the rug. People don't realize it. Like you see, I cut my hair off. I got it like this. I'm wearing my natural thing now, and that was a part of it because like I wore the weaves, the wigs, all that good stuff, and that is a big part of it. And people don't realize that because that's a standard that was put on us,
For
and a lot
us
of
not
people
to
don't even see it.
embrace our natural beauty, for us
Exactly.
to chase after an image that does not align with who we are. That's what you're saying,
Right.
basically.
You
Because
frying
you
it,
do,
dyeing it, making it straight, trying to
yeah.
do all this, and
Mhm.
it's not natural. And your own like you do wear your natural hair, or you do something like that. Then the guys don't want to talk to you no more. Like, oh, do something with your hair. You got people saying, "Let me do your hair." You need to do something with your hair. Like, no, yeah, no. So that's a
Mhm.
big part of it. Like, it
Well, I thought that it was important for us to talk about just because, like you said, people act like it's not a thing. People won't change, but then they don't want to have acknowledgement. And you got to have both in order for anything to be different. It's going to continue to be what it is when you won't even acknowledge that it's a thing. There is no type of awareness or discussions happening about it. So it's almost normalized. That's
mm,
basically what's going on. It's normalized. I can absolutely say me and my sister, my oldest sister, I consider us salt and pepper. And that's just a little joke that we have amongst each other. But because we talking about colorism, I can see how somebody would be offended by that. Okay. And it's just me and her. We just joking. That's how we talk to each other. We're not offended by it. Okay. We comfortable in our skin, but I can see how that would affect other people on the outside looking in that may struggle with their identities. They may not be happy with themselves. It may be a lot of different changes. No, don't do that. You know I'm doing my podcast. It, until we could get to the root of it all, which, like she was saying, is slavery. It was passed down. It was taught. Everything about us as human beings is taught. It's either your environment, it's either the people that you surrounded by, it's either your upbringing, um, or even the environments that you grew up in. All play a factor on what you believe, some of the things you think, some of the things that you believe is fact, just because of where it came from. I think that has played a major role in people dismissing and ignoring the fact that there is a different treatment based off of the skin, the color of your skin. My sister is a high yellow black woman, but make no mistake, us melanated people come in all different shades. It don't matter. We've created, understand, we are the base for all other races. Okay, they can't exist if we didn't first. So with that being said, I know I've been in positions where I've applied for a job, for example, because we want to talk about the different places that it show up. Okay, jobs, corporate America. Okay, I've applied for jobs and I've seen the competition, because when you doing open interviews, it's a bunch of people that's there for this one job. You get what I'm saying? Um, Nicely dressed, put together. That's not the issue. The issue is I came in, I may have certifications, I may have degrees, I may have all the skill set in the world for me to qualify, even overqualify for the position, and I'll watch them give it to somebody else of a lighter skin. And I've watched lighter skinned people use that to their advantage. Whereas somebody of a darker skin tone, as myself, I don't have that as an option. Okay, I either got it or I don't got it, and that's it. It ain't no, oh well. I mean, if you looked at like this, then you wouldn't even have to worry about not getting the job. That's how you gonna walk away feeling after you've applied for a job that you knew you was qualified for but didn't get it, and then you find out who really did get it.
Right. And then half the time they don't even be qualified.
No, nope. uh, that's another thing. It be about who you know. That also helps aid in the bid and people getting positions that they didn't qualify or earn. That's corporate America in a nutshell. Most people is like, no, I earned this position. No, you didn't. You knew somebody, or maybe did some strange things to get where you.
I
But
knew you was about to say that.
But I'm just saying, like, this is true. It may not be everybody's story. Everybody may not be able to relate, but I'm telling you, this is the type of stuff that go on. Another form of that is in romantic relationships.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now let me tell you, I can say this with a straight face. I dated a white man for years. Okay, I'm talking about years, over a decade. I got shown way more about what a man is supposed to do from him. Remove the color, because that don't matter. We talking about a person, but we also talking about colorism. I would say that he showed up more than the people of my own skin color.
Right though.
He spent more time with my family than he spent with his own. um that speaks volumes. That, to me, that also corrects the stigma or stereotype that everybody is racist. Okay, that's still something that's been taught to
And
us.
racism and colorism is like two different things
Mhm.
anyway. Because the colorism basically happens within your own community. It's your own people that's treating you different based on whether you light skin or dark skin.
Mhm.
And especially in romantic context, like I've had guys just automatically assume like, oh, she's dark skinned, she's independent, she's a strong black woman,
She
like she
don't
don't
need no
need
help.
no help. She
Oh, wait. Mm-mm.
right. Or you
Mm.
supposed to be able to take more because you're brown skin or whatever, so or dark skin. So I've gone through
Mm.
that too. So or oh, Like, oh, I was about to go there, but I had to think about it.
No, because we probably do need to go there. We probably do need to go there because most people don't want to. This is
Right.
why everybody keep ignoring the monkey and the elephant in the room. Okay. I've been called a monkey before. Um, it doesn't matter what ethnic background the person was. The point is that is something that's associated with us people of color. That we resemble certain animals and species. And to me, it couldn't be further from the truth. It's not. It's actually some of the most ignorant stuff that you could say to somebody, because it's like out of all the stuff you could have said.
Right, though.
And here's the thing that I think is really important: that how you feel about yourself, because that's going to determine whether or not you get caught up in all of this. Because if you comfortable in your own skin, if you not struggling with an identity crisis, if you know who you are and you accepting of that, then it's gonna be hard for somebody to draw you in on this type of shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, I know about it. I've experienced it. I've dealt with it before, but that don't mean that I have to carry my life that way. It's something that I've always admired about you, cuz was like makeup. You a makeup artist. Like, do you feel like that was something that you chose to learn to kind of stay within this whole colorism thing when it come to people, other people?
Actually, to make it so bad, I started doing makeup and stuff like when I was in the seventh grade. So I've been like into makeup and stuff, but that's the part where we about to talk about the colorism again. So,
Mhm.
because I wear like makeup pretty much almost damn near every day. So when people see me, oh, is it your birthday or something? Like, why I gotta be my birthday? Because I got on makeup and I got dressed up. But let somebody else, be dressed up or whatever. That's just normal for them. But for me, it got to be a special occasion or something. I guess I got to look rougher. I guess.
But then when you not in your soft era, then it's like you too masculine.
No, when I'm not in my soft era, then they happy. They
Mm,
then they happy. It's something I
mm,
get treated like it's something wrong
mm.
if I'm not being like, I guess, the image of a field nigga. So if I'm not in the field, then then
Wow.
they mad. So
So living, you would say, if you not living up to their standard,
what they
which is
think,
for you to not wear all the
gotta
makeup
struggle.
to
I'm not struggling enough.
oh, okay. So, ooh, I'm so glad that you said that. So you feel like people's opinion of you based off of your skin tone somehow translates to them that you not struggling enough.
Uh-huh.
You don't need no
Cause
help
right,
because you look a certain way.
right. But if I was to like present myself raggedy or whatever, then it'd be okay. It's like, 'cause then they'd be like, all right, that's normal, that's cool. But if I wear my makeup, do my nails, do all that stuff, it got to be my birthday or I'm trying to be extra or something like that. That's what the vibe I get.
Okay. And so, would you agree that that standard that, and these are males we talking about, that standard has been created by them um
That
to
standard
control?
that standard was created by like white supremacy.
Hmm.
Because that's the supposed to be beauty standard. Like, oh, you have to have, even not even just with colorism, don't just exist with black people. Like even in Asia, Asian people go through it too. Like Asian people, literally, their beauty standard is super white. Even though a lot of Asian people get really dark, they actually get brown. So they standard is to be bright white too. Like they even got that. So it's not just us Mexicans. They
Hmm.
discriminate the dark skin because I think what I read one time they said it was because like like I said about slavery in the field, nigga. So the being darker was associated with being in the sun. So that means you was a day laborer, you was a laborer in the sun out in the fields, and that's and considered poor in Asia and
Okay. So
black
there is a
and Mexican.
struggle you believe is associated with the way people view people of color.
Oh yeah, dark skin. We is supposed to be struggling allegedly.
Mm, mm. Well, I never thought about that. I never thought about it that way. But that makes a lot of sense, though. It makes a lot of sense why they see us the way they do. Okay, okay. I just wanted to read something real quick while we talking about this because during my search for as much information as possible, because I'm a statistic person, I'm a numbers person. I want to go find the information that talks about the collective, the 100%. That means all of us. How does this affect all of us as a whole? And I ran across this children rhyme that really like made me stop, and it kind of ticked me off a little bit. But this is what it say: if you black, stay back; if you brown, stick around; if you yellow, you mellow; if you white, you all right. Imagine that being taught to your child during they 8 hours in school, and then they start to take on that spirit that these words is feeding them. Because we have to keep in mind the things we say, they translate to the universe. They show up somewhere in the universe. Now y'all teaching this kind of stuff to a child, and I wouldn't. It doesn't matter what color the child is. Y'all teaching this to children, and yet we wondering why there is an issue, a division. Why some of these kids is afraid to be around anybody else but the people they've seen most of their life. Absolutely causes a cultural shock because I did it to my son. I put him in a predominantly white school. Now I'm from the hood. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't privy to those type of options growing up. I went to decent schools, but I'm saying not like that. I wasn't forced to be put in an environment that I wasn't ready for. But I did it because I wanted him to see you never not gonna be the only person here. It ain't gonna never work like that. You might as well already get ready to come across a lot of different people with from different cultures, beliefs, backgrounds, they how they grew up, the things they was taught. It's all different, and it's okay to be different. I think that society has made that not normal for anybody to be different other than what the standard or the normal is considered. What you think about that? Cause like, do you think that society has played a pivotal role on the narrative that's being pushed when it comes to colorism?
Yeah, like since the beginning of time, it's like white was always associated with nice, good, purity, the good things, and black was always associated with evil, bad. Hence, black magic or white magic, or you know what I'm saying? A
Mm-hmm.
black angel or a white angel. You gonna think the back, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's been, you know what I'm saying, drilled in. It's been drilled into us that dark is bad, light is good. And that's just, and people don't even realize it. It's like it's so subconscious now that people don't even think about it anymore. So,
Mm.
yeah, I do. I know they are.
Mm. And that's so sad. That's so sad because up until I got a certain age, maybe I didn't think about it so much. But now that I'm a little bit more wiser, I'm like, this is absolutely affected me at some point in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Is why I thought like I have to talk about it because for me, I don't like discussing things that I can't relate to or have no experience in because at that point I feel like I'm talking out of turn for the people who actually experience what I'm talking about. So I've been in situations. Another factor that it shows up in is prison. Hence, that a lot of the different layers of a prison is divided by gangs, but it's also divided by color.
Okay, see, I don't know nothing about prison, but go off.
Yeah, it's also divided by color. You have a lot of people who are not allowed to go in certain parts of the prison because of the color of their skin.
Really?
Yep. You won't believe it. I only know that because people who know me personally know my baby father has been in prison for over 2 decades. So I ask him certain things. I'm curious. I want to have a better understanding
So
for the
do the
environment.
guards separate them in prison, or do they do that on their own? Like they just chill separately on their own, or do they
I feel like
put in there like
I
that?
feel like it's a combination of the inmates and the COs because you only gonna be able to um, push something so far before you run into people who never get out. You hear what I'm saying? Now you trying to push this narrative. They like, bro, no.
Right now. That's what I'm looking like. I ain't never been to prison, so I don't really know about prison. So this is new for me.
I mean, I've never been either, but I ask. I'm just a curious person. Another place that it shows up at is when it comes to mental health awareness.
Ooh.
And the reason I say that is because most melanated black people have been taught if you go seek mental health help that you crazy. When it's the opposite. If you don't get the help, then you crazy. So again, you was taught white was good, black was bad.
And
but
we
think
was
about
taught
this
to
for
pray
a second.
about it too.
Yeah. But think about this for a second. We now know that the foods that's white have been stripped of all of their nutrients. So how could white be good and black be bad?
The
When y'all
blackberry
been
has the
feeding us,
most antioxidants.
woo,
The white berry have none.
right. So how the hell did we get to this space where we start believing in things that we know for a fact are not true? See, that's something that we have to ask across the board.
It's programmed in there. It's in the TV. It's in the advertisement. It's on the internet. It's every other ad. Is on social media. Is every other influencer. It's in there. It's already engraved. They already put that in there.
And so, do you think that was intentional?
You know it was
to keep the narrative. Okay.
I'm like, you know it was. Yeah. They gonna keep that standard alive. That's why. But I do like that a lot of people are like going back natural and like going against the grain and embracing their natural hair and their natural dope.
Because you never gonna be happy if you out of alignment.
And then you got them African women that bleach their skin, like, ooh,
okay. So I that's another thing. Living up to that standard, I think that has really affected us as black women, because there is this a trend. I guess I'll call it a trend where a lot of women is they altering their bodies. They doing all of this extra stuff, and it's like, well, what model did you see before you decided to make these alterations that made you be like, yeah, that's for me? For example, no shade, Lil' Kim. What are you doing?
Well, they said that Lil' Kim, they said she was in a domestic violence relationship and that she was abused, and then she had to have plastic surgery to like on her face because she was severely abused. That's what I heard. But I don't know what that got to do with changing your color though. So there's that. Because she was brown skin back in the day.
She was beautiful.
Right.
I don't know, but she didn't need to do all that. Because even if that was true, what you're saying, you went far and above the Call of Duty with extra surgery on top of extra surgery up underneath some more surgery.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know where the bleach come in for that either.
That's also something that has been used as a weapon, if you will, against us. Bleaching. They would do it just so you would know that who you belong to. Like you talked about slavery.
Mm.
I feel like that's a form of branding, bleaching. Because once you do it, it's no going back to what it
Mm-mm.
was
And it
before
looked
you did
terrible.
it. So you know, I really think that before anybody, this is why I said mental health, it shows up there. Before anybody decides to alter or augment their body in any way, should do some type of form of testing mentally.
You know them bleaching cream illegal over here now
Mm.
in the United
Oh,
States.
I did not know that.
Uh-huh. That's
Okay.
illegal. It's illegal in the United States now. You got to go to Africa or something now. That's why it's a lot of African women. It goes down over there, but
Oh,
it's
see now
illegal over
you teaching me something
here.
because I ain't know that. I don't know. I've never really been into makeup like that. As
I
far as
know I'm
like
not into bleaching nothing.
foundation and stuff, like I would do an eyeliner or maybe a mascara or maybe line my lips up or a lipstick, but I ain't never knew how to use the brush and blend and do all. I don't think I
I
have the
hate
patience for
I
that.
hate found. I don't wear foundation. I hate foundation. I just do the lips and eyes and bye.
Okay, lips and
Lips,
okay,
eyes, and bye.
okay. Mhm.
Because I can't, especially in the summertime, it's too hot for that. So
Yeah. Mhm.
and I don't know. I used to, but I can't do it no more. It's too much.
And so, do you feel like it's people out here who using makeup to cover up the scars that's associated with colorism?
Yeah, yeah. You got people out here face 2 tones lighter than it's supposed to be because they don't want to get the tone that they're supposed to. I try to lighten it up or whatever
Why though? Why?
because that's supposed to be the standard. Supposed to be.
Mm,
See, I said supposed to be.
mm, okay. Okay. If you say so.
It's supposed to be
if
the
you
beauty
say so,
standard.
cuz. Okay.
It's supposed to be light with
Nico, hi, cuz.
straight long hair and light and a blonde hair,
Which
blue
don't make
eyes. Don't get me
sense
started.
to me that we have yet to get the credit for a lot of things we created.
Hmm.
We some of the most creative beings on the planet. Okay. Another place that I feel like it show up at is um your friendships
Hmm.
and your family,
Hmm.
because hey, we here now, we might as well go ahead and dig all the way in while we here. Family sometimes can be the, the catalyst to a lot of emotional and mental instability or
Cause
disturbances.
that be the first stuff you hear half the time,
Sit your black.
baby.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and so I don't know if people realize that when you start using words of color like that I'm supposed to be offended by that. Because why did you have to add that to whatever it is you was about to say to
Now
me?
you could have just said sit your ass
You should have just
down.
told me to sit my ass down. I didn't need to hear the color of my skin with it. Because what that starts to do is that starts to set your mental up for you to tolerate that kind of behavior from anybody. Because if it's coming from your parents,
Then you think that's
you think
how
it's
it go.
normal. You start to think it's normal. Like, well, shoot, my parents did it all the time. Nobody ever told me it was nothing wrong with it. So
Right.
now I'm in a relationship, and every other t- conversation, I'm being called out of my name or I'm being referenced by my color. No, that for a person of my caliber, I'm only gonna allow you to slip up with that type of behavior one time. I can't see myself allowing you to set that up as a routine or a
Yeah,
normalcy
like
with
all
me.
this gonna keep
No.
on your black ass this,
Yeah,
your
no.
black ass that. No, hell no.
I mean, and it is other ways that people could demean you by the way you was created. But we just simply talking about colorism right now. But there is a lot of ways people break you down. But okay, so we talked about family. You have aunt and uncles who maybe they play favoritism. Okay, and I've seen this play out on both sides of my family. I'm only gonna take the kid that I favor the most, and
Mm.
maybe that child is a darker skin tone or a lighter skin tone. Nevertheless, that's translating to the child that's getting left behind that I'm not good enough. Cause why you don't want to take me? And if I think if a child even had enough guts to say like, well, that bothered me. You only came and got my sister or my brother, but you never came and got me. Why? What that starts to do is break down their self esteem. You know what I'm saying? I don't have none.
Before they even get started with the
Yeah,
world.
yeah. The heavy one, hey cuz, how are you? Um, yeah. There's a lot of ways that words, and this is why I continuously tell people the stuff that come out of this is important because once it come out, it ain't like you can stuff it back down your throat and stop it from ever, you know, making it here. No, it once it come out, it's here. So this is why you have to be mindful about the things that you say and how you say them to people too. Because I'm a firm believer, it's not just what you say, it's how you say it.
True.
You could have been thinking it was funny or I was just playing. Pay attention to those people who say stuff and that's what they rebuttal is. So I was just playing when I said that. No.
That's how them guys do. Like
Hmm.
when you mentioned the romantic part, that's how they do. They try to make little jokes. Them the ones you need to watch out for. They try to make the little jokes, either misogynist jokes or
Hmm.
colorist jokes. And then when you try to say something like, "Oh, you just being too sensitive," or
You
"Oh,
dramatic.
oh, Lord," and
You
you go
dramatic.
and don't get to arguing with them because then, oh, you the classic angry black woman.
Oh. Yep. Well, I get told that all the time. I've been told I'm too hard, I'm too rough around the edges, I'm
Have
too
you ever
masculine.
like been in a store or something and then like you've had like something happen where it was kind of like a disagreement or something, but you wasn't even getting all excited, but the person getting excited first because they already ready because you dark skinned, so they know you ready to fight.
Yeah.
Plenty of
Hmm.
times.
I had to put myself in retirement. What I mean by that is I had to start controlling the narrative because as long as you letting somebody else puppet master, oh
Hmm.
you gonna be involved in all kind of stuff. I decline. I can't no.
Right
Cause
up. I
at
don't
this
let them
season
get
in
it
my
off.
life, at
So
this season in my life, I don't have nothing else to prove to nobody. I know the damage I've done both to other parties and myself growing up, thinking the way I was moving and living was right. I decline to keep that narrative going. For what? Why? The only person that I should be concerned with as far as how I feel is me, how I feel about me. Other people's opinions and what they think and they thoughts, I cannot allow no space for that in my mind. I can't because it don't serve me. It don't serve me at all. I'm not winning by allowing you to rent space in my head or in my life. For what? You've already shown me you don't respect me.
right.
So the little jokes, the little jabs that people be doing, stop thinking that they didn't mean what they said. They was just hoping you didn't catch it and it didn't mean nothing to
Right.
you when
Trying to
they
say
said it.
something on the slick. Trying to
Hmm.
say something slick.
Hmm. Always be your biggest and best advocate against all odds, which is anybody who stand against you. Don't let nobody show up in your life and have you questioning who you are. You exactly who you told them you was.
Exactly.
Okay, so never get in a space where somebody could dictate your thoughts about yourself. because that starts within. I hope the guys somebody gets something from this conversation tonight, because we too codependent on other people's thoughts of us, what kind of life we should be living, uh, on what terms we should be living it on. Hey, everybody has the same 24 hours. Do what you will with your time. But make no mistake, whatever bad you put out in this world, it is gonna come back. I keep trying to tell y'all, the boomerang is for real. So you don't believe that we are naturally codependent? Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. But I'm talking about on how people's view of us. That's what I mean. We are too codependent on that. It don't matter what nobody thinks. But because we've been programmed so much about how to feel about ourselves, we literally been taught to not love ourselves and nobody that looks like us. But and we sitting here wondering why life is what it is right now. That's it. That's what y'all want. We help and we part of the agenda. Those who just don't know how to disconnect. I'm telling you, you better figure out how to unplug. Because if you don't, you part of the problem. You not part of the solution.
Yeah, I agree with you that we too dependent on like other people's opinions and what other people's beauty standards or whatever. People need to just start doing themselves and just find it within, because looking for it on the outside always gonna be looking for
But that's
outside
what they taught
validation
us.
is
They
always
taught
gonna
us.
be the issue.
Yeah, but that's what they taught us. They taught us to look for everything that we need on the outside of us. That's why everybody out here struggling. I raised my grandkids and my kids to believe that no one will love them the way they love themselves, and that is accurate. 1,000%. That's accurate.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't
That's
really
that's
get it.
Felicia husband.
Yeah, you can't really get it from
Yeah, but that's what I'm
somebody
saying.
else, because if you always depending on somebody out like outside validation, that can change. Like somebody be like one day this, one day that, so every day you feeling a different type of way about yourself based on what somebody else talking about. You're gonna be jerked around every which way. So
That
if
means you don't know yourself. If somebody
exactly.
can narrate your life like that, then you not in control. That's the problem. You should be more worried about not being in control of yourself than you worried about what somebody think.
Absolutely.
That's a problem. That means you could be walked right off the plank. You don't even know how to stop yourself from walking off. By the time you figure it out, it's too late.
But what you mean like they were taught to like depend on outside validation though?
Because some people don't realize that a lot of their issues stem from their childhood or their upbringing. Some people didn't get the love that they deserved from the beginning. So now they're adult and they struggling in a lot of different areas of their
Oh, I
life.
see what you're saying. So they seeking the
Hmm.
validation that they didn't get from the parents and all this
Yep.
outside validation. They never was taught to get it from within.
Hmm. Or maybe their parent was abusive. You got some parents out here that say some of the most craziest stuff to their kids. And you be like, and they ain't got the nerve to wonder why the kid's so angry or don't care for them or don't want to be around them or be bothered with them. You then said some of the most off the wall stuff to me as your child. What about the ones that did get the validation and yeah, still find your self worth through someone else? That's an internal fix. That's an internal fix. Because in the end, if you still as a grown up still looking for validation from other people, that's an internal thing that got to be fixed. I can't
Mm-hmm.
I can't fix that for you. I can't love you until you don't feel like that. I can't support you until you don't feel like that. You got to sit with yourself.
I was getting ready to say you literally got to sit with
You got to
yourself
sit
in
with yourself.
silence with no
And see, that's something
distractions
that
or nothing.
that's another thing that we wasn't taught. A lot of us was not taught to meditate. A lot of
If
us was
you
not
are an
taught.
adult and doing that, is that internal or is that a habit?
I would say that it's a habit, a self-sabotaging one too. Because we got to make sure we address that too. Some of us is self-sabotaging. It ain't nobody doing it to us. It's us doing it to ourselves.
Because the people already programmed it in there, so they don't have to do it to you no more. Now you just do it to yourself. Once it's in there, through the programming, through the commercials, through the media,
Through
once
the
it's in
music
there,
and
they
the
don't have to do
TV
it no more.
and the food.
They don't have to do it no
Yeah.
more.
I'm controlling you. I'm controlling you. You have to unlearn and relearn. Absolutely. Hi, godson. How are you? Happy Friday to y'all, man. You have to. But some of it is so embedded, people don't realize how deep it really go until it's time to unpack. This is part of you sitting with yourself.
You think this type of behavior stems from them not being a male figure in the house? Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
for sure.
Especially with little girls.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Because make no mistake, a young boy, a young man, and a young girl or a young woman both deserve to have equal parts of both parents. For sure.
right. And then like that's a big thing. Like if the father wasn't around, a lot of girls go looking for that validation
Yep.
and
I'm
other
one of
men,
them.
like
I
they
did it.
trying to get that from somewhere, that missing piece that they
Mhm.
wasn't getting. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely
Mhm.
a factor.
Yeah. And how the father is treating you.
That's true too, because
Because just because a parent is present don't make them healthy. Okay? Hey, let me repeat that because so nobody don't be offended. Just because you are present doesn't
that's
make
why
you
the
a healthy
government
parent.
kicked the man out the house.
In exchange for us getting help as the mothers. The government is the fathers. Real
You
talk.
not lying though. My thing
So
is,
and that's something you more than welcome, godson. When you ready, you can absolutely be a guest. We can break that down. I'll show you how they've gotten it off and still getting it off today. And they gonna keep getting it off because a lot of people don't realize that's the plan. Is the agenda is the same. They just figured out a different way to go about it. But nothing has changed, really. The game don't change, just the players. It's the people. They don't have to get it off today. A lot of the mindset is already programmed to get it off of that. Yeah, for sure.
that's what I said.
That's what we talking about. That's why these kind of conversations are so important, man.
They got it drilled in there like from 400 years of drilling. They drilled it in our mother's head, our they mama's head. They've been drilling this in for a while. Like you damn near born with it. It's been drilled in so hard.
Yeah. But that's also it's a choice. It's a choice for you to continue with that narrative. It's a choice for you to decide to continue to live that way. That's a choice. And every day you got a choice.
Exactly. A lot of people don't want to do the work and actually sit with it and really unpack everything. It's very uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
I had
That's
to
why.
go through it, so I know.
It's uncomfortable. Most people are too comfortable to get uncomfortable. Because that's the only way anything gonna change anyway, is when you get uncomfortable. Ain't nothing shaking if you comfortable. Life just gonna keep moving how it's been moving. So I don't know who was supposed to get what out of this conversation, but I absolutely got a lot out of this conversation because you don't ever know who
I
actually
that everything is learned behavior.
Yes, it is.
From when you first walk
because
and talk,
a baby,
everything is
because
learned.
a baby, the only things that babies fear when they born are loud noises and heights. It's a fact. Nothing else. Everything else that baby know how to do after that is been taught. They learned it through repetition or just being observant or you actually showing them daily how to do something. So for sure, absolutely everything is a learned behavior. And that's why you got a choice to continue with the learned behavior or create your
Right.
own
Once you
path.
get so old, is you can't blame upbringing no more. Once you get so old and you start seeing the error of your ways, that's up to you to start working on yourself. Like you
Mhm.
can't keep blaming your mama after a while. Like, and then after you start seeing the truth, you really can't blame nobody but yourself. You gotta. It's up to you after a while.
And that's the part that people don't want to hear. You know, a lot of people just lack accountability, ownership. They know the things that need to change in their life. They just don't want to do the work. Like she said, I'm comfortable right here.
Exactly.
I know what to look forward to because this is a routine. This is a normalcy for me. The uncertain part is what make people uncomfortable. When you unsure about what's about to happen because you chose a different route versus the one that you normally would take. That take courage. So for everybody out there that's then had any kind of situation or circumstance that involve colorism, know that you are not alone, man. You not the only person. I know feel good, but again, be your biggest and best advocate when it comes to the things that you believe in and the things that you stand for, and that'll help eliminate those that don't ride the same wave as you. Get in the company of people who think like you, move like you, appreciate this life for what it really is.
My whole thing is people need to step out their comfort zone. Like stop trying to just fall in line with what society deems is whatever. Start doing your own thing. Start doing your own research. Start figuring out what's what for real. Like, are you being influenced, or is this what you really like, or is this what you really want?
Whew. And influence is one of the biggest hinders right now, especially for our youth. Social media and all these different platforms and all the different things they could do on them, and it's really giving them a way out from actually being able to use their mind for real. It's gonna be hard to be a critical thinker with some of the options that these young people got. For real.
You gotta teach them. Is like you can't depend on the school system. You gotta teach your kids at home.
Yep.
You
Yep.
cannot
And
depend
see
on
them
it.
the lazy parents, they don't want to hear that. Cause I'm taking my kid to daycare. And I'm taking my kid to school. That's fine. I'm not against that. But what is you teaching them when they not in school?
I know
Because a
what I'm
teacher's
teaching them the
job,
truth.
let's get this understood. A teacher's job, in my opinion, is to reinforce what you already putting down.
It's not supposed to be the full education.
It's not
It's
they
supposed to
supposed to be
start
the
at
parent
home.
and you just be a parent when you want to be. No. You supposed to be you started the foundation. So how do you just drop the ball after you didn't already started the foundation?
Right.
So we absolutely got to get back to
Because
raising
people
our
don't want to
kids.
raise them. That's why you got these kid boys. They out here stealing cars. They out here selling drugs. They out here doing whatever. And the parents is younger too now. Like the parents young and they be trying to kick it they damn selves. So the kids just doing whatever.
He said, I understand that that's your definition, but if you're putting on the right things, what the rest of your message?
I don't understand. It say I understand that that's your definition, but if you
A teacher will never back up what you're putting down. Remember, teacher role is to get you to come.
I think
But that's why I'm saying, like, we are the teachers, the parents. We done gave up rights to our kids when we put them in the system. When we signed them up for school.
it's not
Okay, he said teacher role is to get you to comply. I understand that. I know that.
no, my thing is like he's saying the teacher will never bag up what you put in the bag up. They putting down one thing and you putting down another.
Yeah.
Like they our things are not even the same. They ain't gonna never teach my kids and stuff. I teach because they gonna say, oh, that's inappropriate. Don't tell them that yet.
But
Ooh,
they
too
can't
young.
teach it. They don't know us. You have to be us in order to educate
That's
our
like some
kids.
people, for instance, they might be like, "Oh, shush, don't tell them that's weed." How they
He
gonna know
said,
what
then that's
to
confused.
avoid
Right. That's
if
what we
you don't
mean.
tell them that? You got
That's
to
that's
teach
what I
them
mean.
stuff that's not gonna get taught at school. They not gonna tell them about nothing we talking about right here at school.
Nope. Nope. And not. Oh, I'm so sorry. You don't have nothing positive to say. Get out. I bet you fat and uncomfortably built. Get the fuck out.
Not a fake account and everything.
Yeah, people is weird. They don't be having nothing else to do. Um, but yeah, we know that things is confusing. It's why I read the children's rhymes and we sitting up teaching this to our kids and not realizing the brainwashing that we helping
And
put
say,
on.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Wait, we're waiting.
Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate that. Let me see who the know I came through and hung out with us. Ooh, almost 300 people. Okay then, appreciate y'all. There's a saying that says your past does not define you. Do you believe that? Um, no,
No, it don't
I
define you.
don't believe that
Mm-mm.
because there is people who got a past that current circumstance or future don't even have nothing to
Nothing to
do
do with
with
that.
what they past was. And again, that's a choice. You either want to continue down the same route and roll, or you want to choose a different route. But you always given that choice. You have a lot of people that always got a million excuses and no accountability, man. The question is, do you believe that your past finds you, or do you believe that it doesn't find you? I feel like if you don't deal with the things from your past, absolutely it will continue to follow you.
And if you change, then you on a whole nother chapter in your life. Even if it do find you, it's gonna come to a whole different person. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't think
I
so.
don't know. I'm just a person that after a certain level, a certain season in your life, you become the thermostat instead of the thermometer. And that's gonna go over a lot of people's head, but I'm trying to tell you, man, you want to be the thermostat. I believe that that's exactly what your past does. It defines you. I'll tell you why. Okay. See, he's a psychology major. That's why. But I'm gonna hear what he got to say though. I should have told him you should have pressed the button so you could get in the box.
Right, they starting to come out.
Because in your past you learn from your mistakes. Once you learn from your mistakes, DJ Spider, how are you? Happy Friday, y'all.
You learn from the ones you learn from your mistake.
You are you are to your behavior. Wait a minute. What did I miss?
Because of your past, you learn from your mistakes. Oh, you alter your
Oh, you
behavior.
alter your behavior. I agree with that.
But I still don't. I mean, that may be true, but I still don't feel like it defines you because that's like saying your past, like certain stuff, because the people don't always alter their behavior either. Some people just for the rest of their life still
So
continue
that
making the same mistake.
so that alteration is the definition of your past, correct? Okay. I see where you're going with it. Okay, understood, cuz. Understood. I was trying to piece it all together, but I understand where you're going with it. The things that you did in your past altered your behavior so you could be a different person. That's what he's saying. So in a sense, it does define you because it made you decide to change who you was once was. Is what he
Sometimes,
said.
because some people don't
Yep.
change.
Hmm. Well, again, some people like we keep saying they comfortable.
Right.
It
That's
doesn't
why I
matter. It
said
don't.
sometimes, because
You
some
can take a
people,
person and put them smack dab in the middle of nowhere.
then they'll make the same mistake repeatedly for the rest of their life.
Even if they don't change, it's
It's
a
a
result
result
of
of
their
their
behavior.
behavior.
Yep, that's true. That's absolutely true. Okay, so now we outside tonight, so y'all can just imagine the bugs and
Right.
what's happening out here. I hope somebody got something out the conversation, man, because I absolutely enjoyed my cousin's company and her coming through and being a guest with me tonight.
I enjoy myself too.
Hey man, y'all gotta meet me back here on Tuesday for a new mini episode of Unspoken Truth Podcast. Hey, I'm out here. I have fun. We do what we always do, have transparent, hard conversations, but somebody got to do it, you know. So I don't mind being the catalyst to, you know, maybe helping some other people join the community. Grandson, how are you? You was sleeping? So I love y'all. Let me make sure I put in the comments so y'all could go follow me. Follow me, please and thank you on IG. Oops, I spelled that all wrong. Okay, let me pin it for 60 seconds. Okay, it's Friday, it's the weekend. Y'all be careful out there, man.
Man, for real.
It's summertime, it's a lot going on. I want to see my people back here next week, okay? Y'all really came through here today. Over 300 people, that's crazy.
So,
Over 400 people, almost 500 people. I love y'all, man. Y'all dope for that. Make sure y'all go follow me on Instagram because they hating. I built that's originally where I built my community at, man. But they making it where you gotta have 1,000 followers or better now in order for you to be able to go live. Go help me run my numbers up, man. If you missed the episode, I'm gonna put some clips out on TikTok, but you have to go follow me on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook in order to rewatch the episode. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I tag my cousin. If y'all interested in following her, cuz where can they follow you? Cause you
are
do
everywhere.
clothing, you do makeup, you got a lot of stuff
I
going
got
on.
tech business too.
Okay, see? Tech business. See? So don't never think that the face is too pretty and we don't know how to get no bread, okay? um, but listen, if you following me, it ain't gonna be hard for you to follow her, okay? On Instagram, on Facebook, I've tagged her in all my posts as far as promoting this episode. Okay. I love y'all. I'll see y'all on Tuesday. We out here, man. That was a dope episode.
Right though.